Now, backing up from this case study specifically, and this was probably more of a question for Dennis at this point, is, you know, we see that there's value for Gen AI within the software development lifecycle, whether it be a purely Gen AI product that you're building on behalf of a client or just embedding it into an existing process. So when do we see clients or prospects who are eager and excited to use Gen AI versus a little bit hesitant, and how can we help them navigate, or what can we tell them in terms of getting your toes wet versus diving in head first? What are some business problems that signal a good fit for Gen AI, or at least exploring it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really common conversation that we're having with a lot of our clients. Is just that, is like, what do we do? How do we get started? I think to kind of tag on to the previous conversation with Jerry and Chandra, the idea of unstructured data and areas where you have tons of content that you need to wrangle, essentially, right? A good example, we've got a client that we essentially have taken both structured and unstructured data and applied that to an LLM-based chatbot that allows essentially users to walk through a system. It provides clear path to any type of functionality through that system. It's very intuitive, very easy to use. We've all seen AI chatbots in almost every software platform now, and every website that we go to. But to be able to kind of point that unstructured data, which is multiple Word documents that have either training manuals or functional designs, and then also point that to the database and allow the chatbot to talk the users through what their personal user persona has the capability to do, not just everything within the system. So that's where the intelligence comes in, is that you get some really focused input based on pointing to a larger number of data sources. So that's one of the easier sells that we have in terms of telling the story and a quick win for a lot of our clients.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. The question is, in a pre-LLM world, how would you have taken advantage of the same set of data? What would the process have been? Would it have just been, hey, hire a couple of people who know the documents back and forth and keep them on the phone and get ready for, raising the alarm when someone has a customer request? Or do you build some really complex script for an automated chatbot to handle? Both of those situations are costly and time inefficient and probably less accurate than the LLM is in the end anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to anticipate every question, every keyword out of every question, and create some sort of logic structure that hopefully gets you close to the right answer. And we've also seen that using chats where you ask them a question, you say, what color is the sky? And it says hammer, right? You just get something that's a complete hallucination.
Yeah.
The good old days, right?
Sure.